Ladies and gentlemen, it is Reflections 65 today. My name is Josh Moxey. I'm an aspiring entrepreneur documenting my journey. And in today's episode of Reflections, we're going to be talking about like Starbucks, a little bit of content, some other life shit. And every Reflections, it is my goal to, in a weekly basis, capture what was going on. How was I growing? What was I learning about? What experiments was I conducting? What was the outcome? What worked? What didn't? All types of stuff like this. And it's after I'm done reflecting my week, I just basically share the highlights of that reflection. And what else can I say? Did I say the dates? It is September 29th, 2019. And I think it's Reflection 65. It might be 64, but I'm pretty sure it's 65. Anyways, without further ado, let's get right into today's episode. I might be a little bit low energy. I just had a lot of sugar, so not my finest moment, but it is what it is. Let's get right into today's episode. What's been on my mind? Moving to different Starbucks has been very on my mind. Just like the comparison between the week at Sports World versus the week at Cineplex. There's such different clientele. The teams are very different as well. And even like there's within Starbucks, there's just slight tweaks on these systems, like where things are placed, how they do things, just like tiny tweaks to a bunch of different things. So that was super on my mind as I was like, especially at the beginning of the week, just comparing like, what's the difference? Like the clientele, for example, there's many people that are coming from Indigo, so that changes the scenery. A lot of people from Sports World are like, and I'm talking for the clientele wise, a lot of those customers are coming off the highway. They're like in a rush kind of, so there's not many people who actually stick around in the cafe area. Whereas like at the Cineplex, Indigo, Starbucks, whatever the hell you want to call that, it's much more of a let's get something and let's stay a while. Like there's a shit, the cafe seems full 24/7 it feels like. So anyways, very different in that. It was awesome to move to the new team though, and that was super on my mind all week as I was just integrating new things and just like getting accustomed to the new team, the new environment, the new manager as well, which I'll talk about in just a moment, probably later on. And yeah, I've also been thinking about like how the fuck do I get shit done with like when I'm tired after work. Like I'm just trying to figure this out. I'm like, when is the best time to work in the day? When is the best time to work out in a day? When's the best time to chug away at my power list? All that type of stuff. So that's been super on my mind as well because I've been quite fucking tired. But overall, I'm just enjoying the hell out of Starbucks. It's been a treat so far. And despite my low energy right now, I am really enjoying it. It is a lot of fun. And by the way, I fucking love the customers so far. There's only like a couple pricks. Almost every single person has been awesome. And then there's just there's a bunch that are actually super fucking awesome too. Like I am a fan. It's a blessing to be able to basically just like get paid to talk and hang out and make people coffee. Like it's gangster. I'm loving it. What were my favorite wins? Okay, biggest wins. Just a lot of Starbucks stuff, to be honest. Like I worked my first, I think it was 40 hours plus, if I recall correctly. So it's 40 hours plus, worked 6 days, so that was different. And yeah, I was left with very little extra energy, not gonna lie. But it is getting easier as time goes on, and I am maintaining more energy after. Bless. Thank God. I need that extra energy. I also progressed on bar, progressed on till. Till is very fun. It's like, I'm comfortable on till now. I am not comfortable enough on bar. But I have made progress in the right direction on that. As I continue to make more drinks, it gets easier and easier. And I will get there. I will get there with spaced repetition. What else? I've already started memorizing regulars' names and their orders. The less orders, more names type of thing. But yeah, so that's going well. What else can I say? Notion-wise, my intuition was correct on Notion being something that I might be able to tackle. I got 35 views and reflections, which is, I expect like 0 views in a reflection. So that was cool. I guess I just SEO'd that properly. But anyways, it was all about my first week on Notion and my obsession with it. And yeah, I was just surprised to see, like, I looked at it one day, I'm like, whoa, like, it's just strange to see so many views. Like, obviously 35 views is nothing, but I'm used to legit like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 views on reflections. So I don't expect them to get a lot. They're for long term. They're not for the short term views. But it was just cool to see that, hey, I was actually right about Notion, and this, like, that was just a tease of like, okay, this is actually something I can tackle and then bring a lot of value with these like tutorials and all that jazz that I have planned out. What worked? Asking, how can I help when I don't know what I should be doing? Like, I don't like walking around or standing around or just doing nothing. I want to constantly be an assistant, so just continuing to ask, how can I help to the chefs and other fellow baristas? And that's worked well so far. Going slower on till so I can go faster. When I talked about this last week of just like scanning when I'm pressing buttons for no apparent reason. When I just take the time to slow down, and this is almost all the time right now, I still do catch myself doing nothing and going in circles nowhere. But many times I'll just slow down, take a step back and be like, hey, like, where is the drink? And then just like, if I don't know where it is, I'll actually just slowly scan through the buttons. I don't need to scan it and say see nothing. So anyway, slowing down has actually made me go faster on the till, and it continues to just get easier. Now I pretty much know where most things are. Generally speaking, like the basics, I know where the basics are. I know where most espressos and teas, brewed teas. I'm still struggling with this chai thing, man. The chai lattes versus the chai brew teas. Fuck me. I have no fucking clue half the time. Continuing to tell people I'm new to this, or that I'm in training, or some variation of that. Again, it just sets context correctly, and they're more empathetic, generally speaking. Dark mode on iOS 13. I fucking love dark mode. I always like thought dark mode was like just stupid and I didn't care for it. But now I have dark mode on literally everything. And I'm like, whoa, this is a game changer. I love it on iOS 13 because now it enables it for every app for me. And it's just so much more beautiful, man. I'm just a fan. I really like it. From an aesthetic standpoint, it's just so much more pleasing on the eyes. And that I can do it at night really easily. It's just like, love it. Memorizing names of customers and then using it in conversation. So actually there's two parts to that. Memorizing the regulars' names and using it in conversation is just amazing because people just love their first name, and it just shows I actually know who the hell they are. Although like I literally remember faces. So I'm remembering every single person basically. And I'm like, okay, fuck, I think I've seen this person in the last like week type of thing. And I actually did say that to people. I'm like, have you been in earlier this week? And it was almost like yes, but I did. There was a few where I was apparently just imagining it. Anyways, so that's helpful. But as well, when people give me their name for their order, I like to just use it in conversation, as in like, would you like a receipt, XYZ person, or just like using it somehow, dropping it, because people just like to hear their fucking name. So that's useful. Oh, also to memorize names, like writing down things they tell me so I can remember them in conversations. So not only writing down their name, but also like anecdotes they share with me, little details that would just be like worth remembering. Their drinks, if I can, like I haven't got that far yet, but getting their regular drinks, like all these types of things just show that you care, that they matter to you, and that it's just going to make their experience so much fucking better. And that is really what I care about when I am interacting with these people. Being paired with Mitch at work. God, Mitch is helping me so much with training. It's insane. TBH, he's actually just killing Caroline in the training game. Sorry, Caroline. But Mitch is doing such a fucking good job. And then Michelle as well. Michelle has been training me on other stuff as well. And those two so far have just crushed it. So very grateful for you too. God, they've just been so fucking empathetic and like equally having fun with it, and just it's a very effective training, but it is doing a phenomenal job. Streaming Lost Land sets while I was on break at work. So before and after and during, I ended up somehow snagging some of my favorite sets, which were how do I say this? Marida. Yeah, anyway, so Marida and Wooly, I got to see those two. Tiny bit of Excision after work, and then I'll probably watch them later today, and I'm off today, thankfully. Thank the fucking Lord. What was I gonna say about that though? Oh yeah, so I was literally just like in the cafe at times in Starbucks, just like low-key headbanging because it's just so fucking filthy. Like I was watching this Boogie T and Squinto said, and I was just like losing. I was literally like laughing because it was so good. Like the doubles they were doing, I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? So what else can I say there? Yeah, I just really enjoyed it. I'm also really fucking happy for the people that went. I feel almost, I haven't felt a single FOMO yet. I'm just like, or a bit of FOMO yet. It's just like, yo, like I'm good where I am right now. I hope you guys are having fun. My sister's there right now. Hope she's having a blast. Gonna get a FaceTime later. Even if I didn't have a FaceTime, I don't fucking care. Like, I'm happy that these people are all at a festival, but like, I'm doing me right now. I'm enjoying this way more right now. Yeah, I feel on purpose right now. And that is way fucking better than a festival. And I can listen, I can listen for free. So I'm down with that. And I enjoy working out just as much as being at a festival. Probably more, actually. What didn't work, and how can I improve it? Forgetting to clock in and out of meals in the time card thing, whatever the fuck it's called, time clock for Starbucks. Anyways, it's a digital thing, so it's not written, generally speaking, though there is a written version if you fuck up bad enough. And what was I going to say about that? Yeah, make a checklist of things that I need to do to start the meal and end the meal, and then things in between. That would be useful, because I'll add the ending right there of, yo, make sure you're clocking back in, because that was my big error multiple times this week. And like 2 times or whatever. And yeah, just basically asking myself if I checked in or out is the point there. Asking people if they want a receipt. Generally speaking, like, I think it's like 95% of the time they're going to say no, they don't want a receipt. And the actionable there is just like, stop fucking asking. Like, they will let me know if they want a receipt. And so instead of if it's just automatically printed, then I'll just like ask them if they want a receipt. But aside from that, just like don't ask, and they will ask if they need it. And then with that extra time, I can focus on connecting instead. And like the other thing there that was completely related was, where does this go? I feel like I wasn't making enough time for connecting with the customers. Like at times I just felt too ingenuine and too much like a caricature of Starbucks, like a robot, if you will, because I was following the system that I created for myself. But like, yeah, I want to spend more time connecting with customers. I want to mix it up. I want to be more genuine in nature, be more present, do things differently each time. And with that extra time, when I'm not asking for a receipt or whatever, I can ask questions at the beginning and the end of the interaction, and like just have more fun with things. Asking better questions. Like, there's just so much more I can be doing, and I just haven't done a great job of infusing my personality at all times in the till. And I want to get close to that because it's just important. And I found that like when I was infusing my personality, I was getting more tips, which is ironic. It's not ironic. It's fucking important as shit. Probably eating too many sweets, but I don't know the actionable there because I kind of just don't want to stop. If that's yeah. I really enjoy the sweets right now. Like Starbucks cookies and stuff like that. Oh boy. Oh yeah, my vocal tonality going way too high on till. I end up just like doing like, would you like a receipt with that today? Like that type of shit. I don't like that. So just like consciously lowering my tonality and standing at what is it called? Neutral? Either neutral or braking. I'm going the wrong way because you guys are on camera. Anyways, neutral is just like a straight line, and braking starts out at neutral and it goes down. Like that. Being overly concerned with fucking up. I had this like low level fear of like, fuck, if I fuck up, I'm gonna get in trouble from a manager or a shift or anything, and it's like customers gonna hate me. Like, not hate me, okay, but that was a bit dramatic. But just like, I'm gonna disappoint the customer, and I hate disappointing customers, hate disappointing people in general. So yeah, there's that type of energy right there. And it's just like detached from this idea of I have to be perfect and I have to not make any mistakes. It's so fucking silly. Like, it's not real life. I'm going to make mistakes. The people who are around me are very like gracious of me making mistakes, and they welcome it because they know it's part of the fucking process. At least that's my understanding from what I've talked to them so far about. So just detaching from that and reminding myself how little everything matters in that, and just in general. When I'm in that type of state, I'm good. Like, I'm fine, because when I'm overly concerned with not fucking up, that makes me fuck up more. So when I detach from that and just like accept that I'm going to fuck up in some degree, some fashion, I am much more likely to do the right thing rather than fuck up, just because I don't have that attachment that would be like creating it on an energetic level technically. But yeah, anyways, the fucking point there is just like detach and things will go better. That was a point right there. I like that. Mumbling at work when I'm on the till. Good lord. Yeah, for some reason I'm getting lazier in my speaking. I don't know why. But just I have to consciously push harder with my stomach and project more and enunciate clearly. But just like, I need to re-strengthen my mouth muscle. I just said muffles. My mouth muscles. My mouth muscles. Apparently, yeah, say that fucking 10 times fast. Mouth muscles, mouth muscles, mouth muscles, mouth muscles, mouth muscles, mouth muscles. Can't do it. Anyways. What the fuck am I doing right now? Anyways. Okay, so mouth muscles. They're not as strong right now. I would like to strengthen them with exercises. Whatever the fuck I want to do there, I have no idea. But something like that would be useful, because I am catching myself mumbling too much and the customer cannot hear exactly what I'm saying all the time. And I'm like, shit, I don't want to repeat myself, so I'd rather enunciate clearly and make it easier on both of us. And then I don't like when people have to ask me what, or pardon or whatever. So, and I hate repeating myself. So that makes it easier on both of us. What else can I say? Asking the music to be turned down a little bit, because like yesterday I was literally just yelling and I just wanted to fucking punch someone out. I don't know who out, but I just wanted to punch someone out because the music was just way too fucking loud, and customers couldn't hear me. I couldn't hear customers. It was just, I didn't know what the fuck to do. So annoying. Not working out early enough this week. I found myself like delaying the days I work out. I'm literally doing my third workout today. It's usually done on Friday, but I don't know. So anyways, the priority is just to do workouts faster and do powerlifts faster, so I can fit both of those in within that day and make sure I still get a shift in work. Like, it's just about a balancing act right now. It's still a struggle to me, but I will get there and I will figure it out. Being a little too scared to get too close to girls. Like, I found myself at work getting too close to one specific girl, and I was like internally freaking out. I felt myself like contract and try to like, it's just like a strange thing that happens with me. Anyways, like I enjoy it, and at the same time, there's just like some sort of like ego fear. I don't even know what the fuck is happening, but something's happening there. So it would be useful for me to take the time to do energetic work, push myself into my comfort zone, get gum and mints if that maybe is a subconscious thing of like fear of maybe having bad breath in that moment or whatever, but just doing things to counteract it. Because I'm okay with that, but it's just like my subconscious is just so fucking scared. I just can't. What were my biggest lessons? Starbucks recipes will become easier as time goes on, the more I practice them and the more like making them and the more I punch them in. So my original thought was just like memorize all the drinks, memorize all of it. Now, and like I'm talking about out of work and just like sitting down and like studying them. Now I'm like, I don't even know if I want to do that anymore. I can literally just do that at work as I'm going. Not with the studying aspect, but just like the practice aspect. So it just basically taught me that I will get there and I don't necessarily need to study outside of work, but it can be helpful if I choose to go that route in addition to the practice at work. Knowing the fundamentals of drink recipes is paramount to both bar and till. And what I mean when I say that is both positions require a fundamental grasp of practically all the drinks. And I will get there, but as of right now, I'm realizing like, fuck, when you're on till, you need to know what's in the ingredients and what's like in the recipe, if you will, because not in the ingredients, what the ingredients are in the recipe, because when you're customizing, you need to know what's in what gets milk, what doesn't. Just because as soon as people start customizing, that's when we run into like multiple options, and I need to know where things are. So if it's an espresso, I need to understand like what drinks are espressos, what drinks are teas, what drinks are blended, that type of stuff. And as well, like same with food, like I need to know what's what, so I can like click correct and get the correct thing, mash it up with the correct oven thing, find out where it is in the order, where it is in the cabinet, all that type of jazz, and like where it is on the screen. And I need to know like all these things fast. Okay. And then the other thing is like, when I am making it, I need to make sure I know what's in it, and I need to know what else. What else do I need to know? I need to know how many shots and pumps, the order of the drink, like what comes first, and like what's second, what's third, what's fourth, type of thing, and the order of the stacking order of the cup, that type of thing. All these things are just, I didn't realize like how important drink fundamental recipes are for both of those positions. They are crucial for both. And it gets easier though the more I make. Like as I'm learning till, I'm actually training on bar technically at the same time, because I'm understanding more of what the drinks are, what's in it, because I can see a little bit of what syrups are in it, because I can start customizing syrups, and I'm like, okay, like how many pumps, like it's just like, it's all correlated. I need to know fundamentals for both of those jobs is the lesson here, is what I'm trying to say. Not sure if I communicated that correctly, but it is what it is. It's okay to ask fellow partners for help when I don't know something. My ego is just like, I don't really have much of an ego around work. Like I just don't know shit, and that's fine. And I will ask people who do know shit when I don't know something, and that's completely okay. Not trying to sit out here and pretend like I know everything, and it's a nice energy to be in. Look at the name of the order before handing it off. So like I'll find myself like running to the table, and I won't have the tag correct. So I'll just be like sitting there, and then someone will be in front of me, and I'll try to fucking read it as they're right there. But it can be much better if I take the time to read it ahead of time, and then before I pass it off, I will already know the drink, so I can look them in the eye and then be like, hey, grande frappuccino for Karen. Why did I choose Karen? That's such a fucking Starbucks meme. I didn't mean to choose that. Anyways, and then like I'll be able to connect with her more instead of having that time spent looking at it. So I think that would be a useful trick in the future to apply, because I haven't so far. Haven't done a great job of that. Starting with 40 hours from the get is a great way to build skill fast and get comfortable in the job. I was not sure how I was going to get scheduled in at the start. I wasn't sure if I was just going to ease into things, but no, I got thrown directly in the fire, and I'm very grateful for that, because I started out with 40 hours, and because I started out with such high hours, I was immediately forced to build skill faster, because I'm getting this spaced repetition of every single day. I'm practicing till every single day. I'm practicing bar, and it's just making things like land faster versus like doing it once a fucking week or a couple times a week or whatever. Almost every single day I'm in, and I am practicing almost every single day, and it's locking things in so much fucking faster than if I was to do a bigger space out. And I'm grateful that each shift I'm getting an opportunity to do like basically every role. I'll do like CS, I pretty much end up doing CS, bar, and till every single role, which is amazing because I'm getting practice in every single area and it's going faster. Prioritize brewing coffee over everything. Okay, so I got this from Michelle. Fucking huge lesson last night or 2 nights ago. And she was saying like, above all, you just need to put coffee. Because if you go into somewhere it's like going to a gas station that doesn't have gas. Just makes no fucking sense. Like you're going there to get gas. You're not going there for the other shit. Same thing with Starbucks. You need to be prioritizing brewed coffee, like the basics, like Pike Place, blonde, and then the dark roast, whatever that is at the time. You need to be prioritizing those 3 over the other shit of like worrying about customers or like bar and whatever the hell the other tasks are. That has to be ready all the time. And I fucked up on that last night, and I was like quickly like, fuck. Like Michelle just taught me this and I've already fucked it up. God damn it. So that was just crucial. And I've got to keep that in mind all the fucking time now, that even if I have a line, I have to prioritize having fresh coffee ready to go. If nothing else, just a shit ton of Pike Place. So the main point being right there is that when you walk into a coffee shop, you need to have coffee ready. It's as simple as that. So like, shout out for Michelle for the clarification on that. Staying within perfect consistency of rules and guidelines and boxes we play in is not always going to be the most beneficial thing. Consistency is incredible, and at the same time, it can hold people back. And I just realized that this week that it is paramount that I do things to break those molds, to break those rules here and there, to try new things, to experiment. It's all in the eyes of imperfection, learning upon experiments, getting data from those experiments, those tests, those failures, doing things that I think might fail just because I want to try them and I want to see if they work. Like, just breaking the norms, saying fuck you to the way it's always been done, and doing things differently. Like, that's where creativity lies, and just doing things in a completely different way. It doesn't always need to be better, but just like doing things differently. And I made another video on this if you want to check that out. And I'll put that in the link below. Although, yeah, that'll be very up at the time because I'm super behind in content. And that was a big part of this. It's like, that was coming from like, I was just so stuck on posting content because first off, I'm very behind. Secondly, I wanted to post in a specific order of like date recorded and that type of like, what do you call it? Past the future type of thing, in a linear order of time, if you will, of date recorded. And it's just like, it's not serving me anymore. And the intros weren't serving me either. Anyways, I talk about this more in there, but what was the main point here? Yeah, basically just like say fuck you to consistency sometimes and just break the mold and do things differently, and you'll be rewarded for that. Absolutely. And there was another point I had. What was the other point? Oh yeah. And within that, by the way, so I had some things that I was just scared to talk about, and now I can like throw it back later at a certain point whenever I feel like. I don't need to go in a specific order. I could just do things more creatively, and then I'll get back to being more active on content. What challenges did I experience? I was scared as hell to enter a new store, but that, the whole team has been very fucking welcoming. I'm glad to be at this store, and there's been some challenge, is my understanding, but I think we're all in it together, and I'm grateful that the team seems to be in a good place where we're like all on the same type of page, if you will, like all for each other, and I like that. My manager leaving on day 3 or whatever. I was really sad. There was some, it is challenging because like a lot of people have been around for a bunch of managers now, and not many people seemed very satisfied with the way her tenure was, but I think it was like a 2-month thing. Anyways, it sucks because I really loved her and wish she could be back. Maybe as assistant manager next time. I have no fucking clue. All I know is we have a new manager, and I'm doing a good job of welcoming with open arms, trying to embrace it. I will miss Jennifer because she is my homie. She's the one that hired me. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with Jacqueline, and she seems like she has done a good job so far. She's only been here like 3-4 days or whatever, but so far so good. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. Although, to be completely honest, I actually was scared when I first heard this because she seems very by the book, and I am not so by the book, generally speaking. So yeah, I wasn't sure if that was going to be a conflict, but so far so good. Ooh, I really did not appreciate this. Someone scoffing that Jennifer hired me on the spot as if like she wasn't supposed to do that. I did not appreciate that this individual did that. I don't think they understand that I will end up being insanely important to this franchise. I just am a better human as far as I'm concerned than every single person on the staff. Yes, they are more skilled than me at this point, but the reality is like you hire for good people in this type of situation, and then they learn the skills. The skills will come. I am learning them, but at the same time, like it's a lot harder to teach to be a good human being. So anyways, yeah, I was irritated. I wish I'd like challenged the person at the time, but I didn't, and it is what it is. So gotta move on. But I didn't appreciate that she scoffed at me being hired in the spot as if like she should have followed the book or whatever and like done an interview. But like if she didn't hire me, I was gonna go to another Starbucks. So she made the right fucking call, person. Had a solid sty on my second day of work, but we figured it out energetically. We did some work, and we also like did the tea bag and hot water thing, and it healed up quite fucking fast. So I'm grateful for that, because I looked really silly, and I almost got an eye patch because, yeah, it was bad. Oh, I'm also super fucking slow on cleaning. I wish I could get faster. I'm getting there slowly but surely, but still a little bit slow. I also, that's another thing. I really fucking want to make a perfect clean when I'm doing it. I have like Andy Frisilla in my ear and Emily Frisilla in my other ear. And I hear like move things, like move the chairs, as well as Andy making the perfect fucking clean. And it like really hurts me to do like a half-ass clean, and it causes me to go slower. But I'm doing a really important clean. It's just like people don't understand that it's important to do things beyond, like there's just a lot of half-assing, and I don't want to half-ass. Where did I grow the most? Moving to a new store. I was so fucking stressed, but I made it happen, and the team has been super welcoming and super, super gracious, and have really helped me with training so far. And I'm just, it's going great. Memorization of the till. Like before this, in the past week, I've just gotten so much more comfortable with till. I still will double check with others if need be. Like if there's just some random fucking drink and I just can't figure it out, I'll be like, yo, type of thing to the person on bar. Like usually do this. I like pull them with my hands. Not actually pulling them, but just like pulling the air, and then they come with. And so basically pulling them from a distance, if that makes sense. And yeah, I enjoy like being on till now, because it's just so comfortable, and I get to hang out with customers and chat a little bit, even though it is fucking brief. I've realized that as well this week. It's a short interaction on the till, so asking questions before and after are probably the better place to put that, because it's just so fast. Anyways, I'm not sure if that made sense, but also making drinks. Got the chance to do five things on bar. Like five shifts had bar aspects to them, and bar means like espresso bar and cold bar. And what can I say? I am still struggling to know like what goes in what drinks, but it is getting easier. My foundation is becoming stronger, and I am growing a lot in bar as well. And just overall, just like in Starbucks as a whole, just growing a lot, feeling so much more natural. My God, I feel like it's just, it feels like at home at this point, and I'm grateful for that. And it's just going to get easier and easier and easier. Detachment from the perfect fucking order. What I mean perfect order, I'm talking about content, and this detachment from trying to have everything in a perfect date recorded order. Like it just doesn't fucking matter anymore. Fuck it. Like it just, same thing with intros and the pre-clips, like the before the intro. It's just like, I don't fucking care right now. I really just don't. Talking to girls. Yep. Talking to a shit ton of girls with Starbucks has been very, it helps me detach from like caring about girls and then putting them too much on a pedestal, being too afraid to talk to them. They're just fucking people. And but mostly like the cute ones. Like it's not as scary as I was thinking it was going to be. Yeah. What am I obsessed with right now? Nitro cold brew with any sort of cream. Good Lord. Okay, so especially pumpkin cream. That's probably my favorite so far. So shout out Eric for the introduction back at Sports World. And I fucking love it. It's delicious as hell. I also love Starbucks chocolate chip cookies and the brownies. God, there's so many fucking good foods at Starbucks. It's just amazing. So, food and drink is what I love right now. I love coffee. I love treats. I love putting things in my body. No homo. That sounded quite gay. Anyways. So, without further ado, I'm going to wrap this episode now. And I don't know if I'm speaking English right now, but I'm about to go take a fucking nap. Probably get a FaceTime from Taylor because it's phase 1 right now at Lost Lands. And I want to see a FaceTime of that, because he's a fucking gangster. So, appreciate you watching and listening. If you got enough value from this episode, please do me a favor, subscribe, join along my journey, and You can also like this episode. You can comment what your favorite takeaway was. You can rate this if you're listening on iTunes or another podcast platform. And what else can I say? That's about it. Appreciate you watching and listening. As always, my name is Josh Moxey. As always, my name is Josh Moxey, and I will catch you later.